So hey anime fans. The series name is What If Naruto Got Harem with Helluva Boss. So let's start the series. The unexpected meeting in Chapter 1. The training grounds where Naruto Uzumaki was working were illuminated by the sun as it rose over Hidden Leaf Village. As he used his Rasengan, the potent spinning chakra technique he had spent many hours honing, sweat trickled down his brow. Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha, his buddies, were close by, honing their own abilities. Sakura admonished, "Come on, Naruto! Focus!" in a supportive tone. Naruto smiled, his resolve unflinching. "Until I get it right, I won't give up. Simply observe." They were suddenly drawn to an odd shimmer in the air. An unearthly energy pulsed through a spinning gateway that opened above them. "Well, guys," Sasuke remarked, feeling the strange chakra coming from the doorway, his brow furrowing. 4 individuals were flung through the portal and landed on the ground without fanfare before anyone could respond. "Oh no!" the Helluva Boss crew's captain, Blitzo, moaned as he forced himself to stand. What on earth just took place? Luna, Millie, and Moxie trailed after, massaging their aching backs. As they surveyed the colorful scene around them, their faces changed from bewilderment to wonder. "What is this location?" In an attempt to maintain a professional front in spite of the strange circumstance, Moxie asked while straightening his tie. Blitzo looked around and saw Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto. "Who are you weirdos, huh?" A smirk appeared on his face as he spoke. Perceiving their aura, Naruto moved forward, intrigued. "From the Hidden Leaf Village, we are ninjas. Future Hokage Naruto Uzumaki is who I am." "Hokage? Does that sound like a demon's fancy title?" Blitzo tilted his head in perplexity as he asked. "No, it's the village leader," crossing his arms defensively, Naruto answered. With narrowed eyes, Sasuke took a step forward. "You don't seem like a fit here. What are you looking for?" Moxie intervened while attempting to be tactful. "All right, we're just lost. After completing an assignment in Hell, we somehow found ourselves here." "Lost in Hell? It sounds like a difficult day," Sakura added, her eyes sparkling with interest. Blitzo snapped his fingers before they could continue their conversation. "You know what? Before something crazy occurs, we should probably leave this place immediately. Are you able to guide us back?" Naruto enthusiastically nodded. "Obviously. We'll assist you." However, Sasuke's doubt was evident. "We're not sure whether we can trust them." "Sasuke, calm down! They have no intention of fighting us," Naruto cried out. Chapter 2: Cultural Conflict. To talk about their predicament, the two groups agreed to relocate to a more remote location. Blitzo couldn't help but be in awe of the scenery as they strolled. "Gosh, this place is so green! Hell requires a makeover in its landscape," he made that comment, which made Millie laugh. When they arrived in a clearing, Naruto gave them an overview of their world, including the ninja villages, the value of cooperation, and the idea of chakra. Blitzo leaned back against one of the trees and remarked, "You guys have a weird way of doing things. We do things with a little more flair in Hell." "Flair?" Moxie repeated, furrowing his brow. "Like what? Killing people?" "Exactly. But for cash." Blitzo grinned in response. Uncertain of how to react, the ninjas exchanged glances. "Sounds like fun, doesn't it?" Sakura replied hesitantly while attempting to be courteous. "Enjoyable? It's more like an explosion." Blitzo slapped his knee and laughed. Naruto's excitement suddenly overtook him. "Hey! How about we do a little training session? We can demonstrate our jutsu for you." That sounds fantastic. But just because we're from hell doesn't mean you should be kind to us. With his eyes sparkling with anticipation, Blitzo challenged. Naruto gave a demonstration of the shadow clone technique to start the training. Moxie's mouth fell open as dozens of Naruto clones materialized. God damn it! There are how many of you? Blitzo smiled and leaned in. Do you consider that impressive? Take a look. A small army of imps swarmed the scene as he changed into a demonic version of himself. Whoa! Sasuke crossed his arms and remarked, That's chaotic. My middle name is Chaos, Blitzo exclaimed. While Moxie and Naruto engaged in a fun competition to determine who could come up with the best strike, Millie and Sakura engaged in a martial arts duel, demonstrating their skills. This is what I refer to as the Hellfire Strike, Moxie yelled and threw a tiny explosive at a tree close by. Not bad, but have a look at this. In response, Naruto released a mini Rasengan that exploded in vibrant sparks. Soon, both groups were laughing and exchanging tales about their worlds as a result of the friendly competition that developed togetherness. Chapter 3: Discovering Points of Agreement. Both parties gathered around a small fire to share lunches and stories as the sun started to set. Full of vitality, Naruto told stories of his travels, his resolve to become Hokage, and the relationships he had developed with his companions. With adoration in her eyes, Millie remarked, Wow, it sounds like you've had a difficult time. Yes, but each obstacle has strengthened me, Naruto answered with obvious emotion. And we deal with demons trying to kill us for fun, Blitzo added. For us, it seems like a Tuesday. Moxie let out a sigh. Can't we discuss that at this time? I am attempting to savor my dinner. Luna, who had remained silent, opened her mouth. What is the strategy to return to hell, then? Blitzo gave his head a scratch. All right. We must locate that doorway once more. However, how? We could use a summoning technique, Sasuke proposed. Someone who is good at sealing jutsu might be able to assist us. Naruto's eyes brightened. What a fantastic idea! Tomorrow, we can go to the village. The ties between the Helluva boss crew and the ninjas grew closer as the evening went on. Despite living in quite different worlds, they were able to find common ground via their shared laughs, hopes, and aspirations. Chapter 4: The Emergence of the Antagonist. Eager to figure out how to open the portal again, the gang headed toward the settlement the next day. But as they got closer to the gates, a menacing shadow hung over them. A shadowy figure with eyes that blazed like fire and a ragged cloak appeared. It was a demon, stronger than any they had before faced. You have interfered with my affairs, the demon growled, his voice brimming with wrath. You will be held accountable. What are you looking for? Naruto stepped up and demanded. Instead of playing around in this miserable place, I'm looking for the souls that were meant to go to hell. They felt shivers down their spines as the demon's presence crackled with black electricity. Blitzo cracked his knuckles and remarked, Looks like we have a fight on our hands. Remain behind us, Moxie yelled, his customary shyness giving way to resolve. In preparation for the danger, Sasuke turned on his Sharingan. Together, we will defeat him. United Front, Chapter 5. The Helluva boss crew and the ninjas engaged in combat alongside each other as the war broke out, their distinct skills combining in a frantic yet beautiful dance. Sasuke launched a powerful, lightning-infused shuriken while Naruto unleashed his clones, encircling the monster. While Moxie used his own spells to offer cover fire, Millie charged in with his swords drawn and began slicing through the demon's dark energies. Ever the showman, Blitzo called forth imps to divert the demon's attention, while yelling humorous comments that eased the tension. Hey, ugly! Do you know what skincare is? Because you're a fearsome person. As the conflict continued, each side displayed its advantages. The monster launched a tremendous attack that sent shockwaves through the region just when it appeared they were winning. Everyone, back off! It was too late when Naruto yelled. Chapter 6: Getting Past the Shadows. After the dust settled, the group was split apart. While Blitzo, Moxie, Millie, and Luna were besieged by the demon's henchmen, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were pinned against a wall. We cannot allow them to prevail, Naruto spoke, his eyes flashing with resolve. I've got a thought, Sakura gathered her chakra and yelled. We must pool our resources. All right, Sasuke focused his concentration and nodded. Let's get this done. Blitzo rallied his team in the meantime. We must provide a distraction. While Luna and I call attention to it, you and Millie flank from the left, Moxie. The plan went according to plan. Sasuke and Naruto launched a potent combo assault, and the Helluva boss team carried out their strategy with accuracy. Naruto was able to take advantage of the demon's momentary dazed state due to a bright burst of energy. Rasengan! He yelled as he charged the creature. Chapter 7: The Last Battle. The combined ninja and demon armies rushed forward with fresh energy. By executing their distinct assaults, Blitzo and Luna diverted the demon long enough for Moxie and Millie to strike with a strong blow. The demon roared one last time as the dust settled, defeated by their combined might. Was it really what we did? Moxie gasped and began to pant. Naruto chuckled with excitement. That was incredible! We're a fantastic team! Blitzo crossed his arms and grinned. I knew we were amazing all along! A doorway, glimmering with the energy that had carried them to this planet, opened as they assembled. With a tone of relief, Luna remarked, Looks like we're getting our ride home. Chapter 8: Goodbye. The atmosphere became melancholy as the time to part ways drew near. As Naruto gazed at his new companions, he sensed a deep connection forged by their common experiences. His voice was genuine as he said, I'm going to miss you guys. Yes, child, you too. Blitzo responded, ruffling Naruto's hair. You've got guts. With a radiant smile, Millie continued, We will always remember this adventure. Each character experienced a sense of achievement as they entered the portal, realizing that, in spite of all obstacles, they had forged an unbreakable link. Chapter 9: A Fresh Start. After the portal whirled around them, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were suddenly back on their training fields, surrounded by the sounds and sights of the Hidden Leaf Village. Did that actually occur? Sakura blinked as she tried to take in the crazy event before asking. I believe it did. We joined forces with the demons, Naruto shouted, a broad smile on his face. And we completely defeated the demon. A sneer tugged at Sasuke's lips as he crossed his arms. We appear to have found some intriguing allies. If we ever see them again, I wonder. In hell, Blitzo, Moxie, Millie, and Luna landed with a thump as they staggered out of the portal and into their chaotic region. Ah! What a journey! Moxie stood up, brushed off his outfit, and moaned. Are we back? Looking around at the typical scene of turmoil and devils going about their daily mischievous business, Millie posed the question. It seems so, Blitzo remarked, fiddling with his collar. But I feel like our adventure isn't quite over yet. Luna gave an eye roll. Fantastic. I needed more pandemonium, and I got it. Chapter 10: The Urgent Appeal. After their experience, which lasted a few weeks, life in both realms returned to its normal pace. But Naruto couldn't get rid of the sense that something was about to happen. He frequently found himself wondering how Blitzo and the others were doing back in hell. He experienced an odd tug in his chakra one day while exercising with Sakura. "Do you sense that?" he asked, giving her a close look. Sakura frowned and nodded. "Something seems off, like there's a disturbance." A familiar portal, glimmering with dark energy, opened before they could explore. The air was filled with both excitement and apprehension as the two ninjas looked at each other. "Let's investigate this situation." As he ran in the direction of the portal, Naruto yelled. When they passed through, they were once again in hell, but it was a chaotic place. The sky was full of swirling black clouds, and demons were running loose. "Ninjas, welcome back!" Blitzo shouted, waving briskly in spite of the confusion all around them. "What's going on?" Naruto looked around the chaotic situation and inquired. "We have a problem," Moxie remarked as he appeared next to Blitzo. "A new monster is wreaking havoc everywhere as it attempts to take control." Millie nodded, determination glaring in her eyes. "Before it's too late, we must reunite and defeat this beast." Chapter 11: Developing a Strategy. The group gathered where they usually were and talked about the situation. Zerath, the new demon, was a vicious and strong creature who sought to rule hell and wreak havoc throughout the realms. "We must assemble supporters and devise a strategy," Blitzo recommended. "We can't confront him by ourselves." "Are you in communication with anyone?" With a solemn expression on his face, Sasuke inquired. Moxie paused to reflect. "We might be able to get assistance from a few other groups in hell. However, they might not enjoy Blitzo." "Oh, hurry up! Does anyone dislike me?" Blitzo exaggerated his chest as he spoke. Luna crossed her arms and whispered, "There are plenty of demons." With excitement evident, Naruto declared, "Let's get to work. We'll demonstrate to Zerath what occurs when you mistreat our friends." Chapter 12: Bringing Allies Together. The team visited several factions throughout Hell in an attempt to assemble allies. They came across various demon groups, each with their own peculiarities and dispositions. They once confronted a group of disobedient demons under the command of a colorful character named Valentino. "Why ought I to assist you?" Valentino slouched on a skull throne and drew lead. "I don't have to join in on your drama." "Because nobody in hell will be safe if Zerath prevails," Millie protested, her eyes blazing with fervor. "We must stand as one," Valentino said. "Interesting pitch," with a cunning grin beginning to appear. "What's in it for me, though?" Blitzo took a step forward. "After we defeat him, how about we have a crazy celebration in your honor?" Valentino's eyes glistened with curiosity. "You mean a party? I'm in." Now that Valentino's crew was on their side, they kept finding supporters, such as a sulky demon named Stolas and his cunning helper, Blitz, who vowed to use their magical skills for the cause. The Silence Before the Storm, Chapter 13. Naruto sensed that the Helluva boss squad and their new allies were becoming closer as the allied forces assembled. Each group learned from the others as they trained together, sharing methods and approaches. Who would have imagined that we would be fighting alongside demons in hell? As he watched the others spar, Naruto said to Sasuke. Sasuke spoke thoughtfully. "It's unexpected, but I can see the value in it." Laughter rang through the night as Blitzo told them amusing tales from his travels when they were sitting around a campfire one evening. Even the most seasoned demons found themselves grinning at the unquestionable links that were forged in that instant. Looking at Naruto and his companions, Luna remarked quietly, "Perhaps this is what teamwork looks like." Naruto stood and gazed at everyone there as the laughter subsided. "We go up against Zerath united tomorrow. Let's demonstrate to him the strength of our unity and friendship." Chapter 14. The conflict starts. The following day, the gang advanced on Zaratha's stronghold, a soaring citadel encircled by ominous, swirling clouds, equipped with the might of their united armies. "This is it," Blitzo declared, gazing up at the menacing building. "Are you up for a good time?" "Come on!" Naruto led the charge and yelled. A swarm of Zaratha's henchmen, hideous monsters growling and charging forward, greeted them as they broke through the walls. "It's time to battle!" Millie shouted as she charged in, her sword shining. There was a violent clash of abilities and techniques, and the combat descended into anarchy. While Sasuke showered down lightning-infused shuriken, Naruto unleashed his Rasengan. Moxie and Millie put up a brave fight, displaying their remarkable fighting abilities. With his characteristic flair, Blitzo directed the mayhem, shouting orders and inspiring everyone with his brazen demeanor. "Remain united, team! We can do this!" Chapter 15. Getting to know Zarath. They eventually arrived at Zaratha's throne room after fighting their way through the stronghold. With a sly smile on his face, the dark demon sat on a throne of bones. "Well, what have we got here?" Zarath stood up and gave a grimace. "A bunch of outcasts believe they can take me on." Naruto stepped out and proclaimed, "We're not just misfits. We're here to put an end to your rule of mayhem." The sound of Zaratha's laughter reverberated across the room. "Do you believe you can beat me? Chaos is what I love." An epic struggle of powers began in the final fight. Naruto and his teammates used every ounce of their strength to fight back as Zarath unleashed torrents of evil energy. Chapter 16. Harmony among disarray. Naruto sensed the power of their unification enhancing their skills with every attack. Zarath was diverted by Blitzo's summoning of waves of imps, and Moxie and Millie expertly timed their attacks. "Let's pool our resources," Naruto yelled, inspiring everyone. "We cannot allow him to prevail." Sasuke focused his chakra and used his Sharingan. "I'll keep him away. Prepare yourselves, everyone." Combining Sasuke's Chidori, Naruto's Rasengan, and their allies' special abilities, they released a tremendous wave of energy. Zarath was overwhelmed by the force as it struck him directly. Zaratha's cockiness faded as he stumbled as the smoke cleared. "How does this power work?" "When we stand together, this is what occurs," Naruto yelled, his eyes gleaming with resolve. They launched a fierce assault with a last thrust, enveloping Zarath in energy and light. Before being engulfed by the blast, the black monster roared in rage. Chapter 17. Conclusion and Introspection. The allies stood together as the dust settled, exhausted and battered but triumphant. "We succeeded!" Millie jumped up and down and yelled. Blitzo smiled at Naruto with a hint of his normal bluster. "A ninja is not half bad for you." "You're not a demon either," Naruto answered, his voice full of laughter. Sasuke went up to Blitzo. "We ought to stay in contact. In the future there may be further dangers." "I agree," Blitzo said as he produced a tiny business card. "Call us at any moment. We adore an exciting adventure." Naruto was a little melancholy as they were about to depart. "You guys will be missed." "Same here," Luna remarked, softening her normally distant demeanor. "Perhaps we should come to your world sometime?" "Certainly. In the Leaf Village, you're always welcome," Naruto grinned. Chapter 18. Returning home. After strengthening their friendships and creating new ones, the gang returned to the hidden Leaf Village by stepping back through the portal. As they came out, the sun was shining brightly, and Naruto turned to face his teammates with a determined expression. "Let's continue to practice and get ready for whatever comes next." The experiences in Hell continued to play in their heads as they traveled home, serving as a reminder of the power of solidarity and the unforeseen friendships that can form even in the most trying circumstances. Chapter 19: Thoughts on Companionship. As the weeks went by, Naruto frequently reflected about his time spent in Hell. He was inspired to become a better friend and a stronger ninja by the friendships and lessons he had learned. He experienced a recognizable pull in his chakra one day while training with Sasuke. "Remember how we got in touch with Blitzo and the others, Sasuke?" Naruto smiled and asked. "Obviously," Sasuke answered. "You don't work with demons every day." "Perhaps we ought to contact them. Just to check in, you know," Naruto said. Sasuke gave it some thought and slowly nodded. "It's a smart idea. We have forged a relationship that will last a lifetime." Chapter 20: The Upcoming Journey. Naruto had an idea, so he got his pals together to send Blitzo and the others a message via the portal. He was excited about the prospect of seeing his demon pals again. Naruto couldn't help but smile as the portal opened again. Even if the experiences in Hell were over, the connections made would lead to innumerable journeys, through chaos, across realms, and into the heart of friendship. "Let's get started!" With unrelenting eagerness, Naruto stepped through the portal and yelled. Chapter 21: A Request for Assistance. When Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura entered the portal, they were met with the same turmoil and people they had seen before, returning them to Hell. Luna, Millie, Moxie, and Blitzo were waiting for them, grinning broadly. "Returning so quickly?" With delight dancing in his eyes, Blitzo yelled. "We didn't anticipate seeing you again so soon." With obvious excitement, Naruto stated, "We wanted to check in. In addition, I have a hunch that we may need one another once more." The demons looked at each other with interest, and Blitzo grinned. "What's happening? Are we about to embark on yet another amazing journey?" With her arms folded, Sakura answered, "Perhaps. Both of our worlds experienced an odd disruption. It like a chaotic wave that keeps spreading." "Chaotic ripples?" "It sounds like a gathering that we would enjoy." With a hint of trepidation in his eyes, Moxie spoke. "We ought to look into it," Millie proposed, her resolve clear in her posture. "We cannot allow either of our worlds to experience any more problems." Chapter 22: The Unrest. The gang traveled across the perverted landscapes of Hell as they set out to find the cause of the disturbance. The air was electrified, as though there was something sinister lurking just out of view. In this manner, Naruto took the lead, following his instincts as they made their way through a number of dangerous areas and dim alleys. They went through several factions, each more disorderly than the last, but none of them appeared to have solutions. They eventually discovered a group of demons, including both new and old faces. A tall, shadow-covered figure stood in the middle, the energy surrounding him exploding with evil. "Who is that?" Sasuke narrowed his eyes and looked around the scene before asking. Luna said softly, "That's Drax, Zaratha's lieutenant. He has a bad reputation for stirring up trouble and chaos." Blitzo put his hands on his hips and took a step forward. "Hi, Drax. What is the matter? Are you going to do something cunning once more?" With a menacing smile, Drax turned. "Oh, Blitzo. I was surprised that you came sniffing around. Unfortunately, it's too late. The mayhem has already started." Chapter 23: Unleashing the Chaos. Drax snapped his fingers before they could respond, and a swarm of demons charged forward, poised to strike. "Retaliate!" Naruto called forth his chakra and yelled. He changed into his sage mode, and his power increased as the energy swirled about him. Sasuke turned on his Sharingan and looked around the battlefield to find the best plan of action. "We must divide up and remove them as soon as possible." You're with me, Millie and Moxie, Blitzo shouted as he rushed forward carelessly. Drax's black energy clashed with Naruto's Rasengan during their combat. The collision of their abilities sent shockwaves through the region, causing the ground to tremble. Do you have anything else? Drax mocked, his voice resonating with vileness. You have no idea how much chaos I can cause. Chapter 24, Coming Together. As the battle grew more intense, each character displayed their special skills. While Moxie supplied covering fire with his amazing marksmanship, Millie moved through the battle, chopping through opponents with her 2 swords. Sakura concentrated her chakra to mend any wounds her allies had received. Stay fighting! We must not allow them to overpower us! Naruto became more determined as the mayhem continued. We must pool our resources, he yelled. We can defeat him together. After exchanging looks, Blitzo, Moxie, and Millie nodded their assent. As they reunited, they fixed their gaze on Drax, who was still releasing dark energy. Now everybody! Let's coordinate our assaults, Naruto yelled, bringing the group together. Chapter 25, The Strength of Cooperation. The air crackled with energy as they collected their abilities. Blitzo called forth an army of imps to join the battle, while Naruto and Sasuke stood side by side, directing their chakra into a gigantic Rasen shuriken. In front of them, Moxie and Millie prepared to attack in unison, and Sakura directed her healing energy to fortify their determination. Let's demonstrate our strength to them! With a shout, Naruto launched the combined assault. The energy poured toward Drax, shedding light on the surrounding darkness. Though it was too late to flee, Drax's eyes widened in surprise. Shockwaves rippled through the battlefield as the explosion shook it. Drax was lying vanquished when the dust settled, his might evaporating into thin air. Chapter 26, The Repercussions. The assembled devils gazed incredulously as silence descended. Together, Naruto, his companions, and the Helluva boss team triumphed. Did we actually just defeat Drax? Moxie asked, gasping for air. Looks like it, Millie said with a smile. That was incredible. Who knew that demons and ninjas could cooperate so effectively? Blitzo crossed his arms and grinned. With a surge of pride in his heart, Naruto turned to face his friends. We succeeded! And if we work together, we can overcome any obstacle. Chapter 27, A Novel Danger Arises. They were just starting to rejoice when a shadowy, dark doorway appeared above them. A dark-cloaked guy with a nasty aura emanating from him came out of it. The apparition replied in a chilly voice. Drax was weak. I'm Belgarath, and I won't let your interference ruin my plans. Who are you? Blitzo stepped forward defiantly and demanded. You will all bow down to me because I have come to claim Hell as my own, Belgarath exclaimed, calling forth a swirling, dark energy. Naruto's pupils narrowed, and any trace of fear was replaced with determination. You can't go to hell with us. We will battle you! Gathering the allies in Chapter 28. Belgarath's entrance brought with it a fresh sense of urgency. Naruto and the others were aware that they needed to re-energize their supporters. With a firm voice, Sasuke stated, We cannot defeat him on our own. We must assemble as many people as possible. I agree, Luna said. Let's get the word out and bring the various factions together to combat this new threat. They came across a variety of demons while traveling through Hell, uniting them to fight Belgarath. Valentino, Stolas, and other factions who had previously been allies joined the cause. We will not allow this man to occupy our house, Valentino exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. Chapter 29, The Complete Setup. Naruto and the others formed a coalition and started planning for the upcoming conflict. They collaborated to create a strategy that would increase their chances of winning by holding meetings to talk about their advantages and disadvantages. As they laid out their plan, Moxie underlined that everyone has a role to play. To keep Belgarath off balance, we'll need to hit him from a variety of angles. Naruto experienced a surge of hope as the conference came to an end. When we work together, we can conquer anything. Chapter 30: Hell's Battle. The tension in the air was palpable on the day of the conflict. In front of Belgarath's stronghold, the Alliance stood unified and prepared to confront the evil that endangered their survival. Let's demonstrate to him the strength of our partnership. Leading the charge ahead, Naruto yelled. The conflict broke out, ferocious and disorderly. Every faction fought, displaying their special skills. Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto battled alongside each other like a well-oiled machine. Naruto sensed the pull of his allies and friends as Belgarath let loose his evil force. Devoted to defending their homes and one another, they engaged in ferocious combat. Chapter 31: The Battle's Climax. Belgarath proved to be a strong opponent as the battle continued. His strength was astounding, and he seemed to absorb attacks with his black energy. Remain concentrated, Sasuke yelled and let loose a hail of lightning. We must make him weaker. Sensing the urgency, Naruto collected his chakra for a last thrust. Everyone! We must once more unite our powers! They got back together and used their energies to launch a huge assault, with each member lending their special skills. Now! Let's get this done! With a cry, Naruto began the joint attack on Belgarath. Chapter 32: The Truth Moment. The dark sky became bright as the torrent of energy swept toward Belgarath. As it struck him and sent shockwaves over the battlefield, the strength of their connection was more powerful than before. Belgarath let out a defiant growl, but their strike was too powerful. Only light remained after the darkness broke. Silence fell over the battlefield as the dust settled. Together, the coalition stood, panting but victorious. Chapter 33: Hell's New Era. After Belgarath was vanquished, Hell felt at peace. The Alliance acknowledged the power they found in unity, and welcomed their win. Blitzo held up a glass, beaming from ear to ear. To this incredible triumph and our new friends! Cheers! Everyone yelled, and the air reverberated with cheers and laughter. Feeling like he belonged, Naruto grinned. Together, we accomplished it. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Chapter 34: Divorcing. Naruto and his buddies came to the realization that it was time to go back to their world while the festivities went on. They would never be the same after the bonds they made in Hell. Naruto looked at Blitzo and the others and said, "Thank you for everything. You have demonstrated to us what it means to stand as a team." "Anytime, youngster. If you ever want to start a fight, you know where to come," Blitzo winked in response. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura said their final goodbyes as they entered the portal, their hearts full of new friendships and memories. Chapter 35: Thoughts on the Trip. Life returned to normal in Konoha, but the memories of Hell remained in their hearts. Their destinies would be shaped by the friendships they formed and the lessons they learned. Naruto sat behind a tree and grinned as he gazed up at the sky. We'll be prepared for anything that comes up next. Naruto experienced a fresh feeling of purpose as the sun sank, illuminating the horizon with warm hues. The path of friendship, bravery, and unity was just getting started, even though the adventure was over. Chapter 36: The Welcome of a Hero. When Naruto and his companions returned to Konoha, they were met with applause. The locals were excited to welcome their return because they had heard tales of their adventures in Hell. Look, that's Naruto! He has returned, a villager pointed enthusiastically and exclaimed. Youngsters hurried to meet him, beaming with happiness. Naruto! Our hero is you! Grinning broadly, he knelt down. Without my buddies, I couldn't have succeeded. In their own unique way, every person in Konoha is a hero. With a surge of pride at the reception, Sakura and Sasuke looked at each other. It served as a reminder of the significance of their travels to their native country. Chapter 37 Hell's Echoes. Naruto couldn't get rid of the impression that their time in Hell was far from done, even with the cordial reception. The relationships they formed there continued to tug at him. What are the others doing at the moment, in your opinion? As they returned to their routines, Naruto thought out loud. With a tinge of humor, Sasuke answered. They're probably returning to their own hectic lives. Somewhere, Blitzo is most likely causing trouble. With contemplative gaze, Sakura continued. I wonder if they'll ever face another threat. We should be prepared to assist them once more if they do. Chapter 38 An Odd Calling. A few days later, Naruto had an odd pull at his chakra when he was training in the forest. Abruptly, a glistening doorway appeared before him. Hey! What's going on? Feeling the energy draw him in, he yelled. He was sucked through the vortex before he could respond, and he landed abruptly in a familiar, chaotic scene. Welcome back! With her arms out wide as though to welcome him, Blitzo smiled. Once more, we need your assistance. Blitzo? What's happening? As he brushed the dust from his clothing, Naruto asked. Serious problems, child. Zereth has returned, and he's more irate than ever. Blitzo paced back and forth as he exclaimed. We need everyone on board because he has been assembling forces to strike back. Chapter 39 The Storm That Is Coming. Sasuke and Sakura were swiftly rallied by Naruto via the link. When they got there, they discovered a tense environment with demons debating how to stop Zereth's approaching attack. Moxie clarified, his face solemn. Zereth has been rallying his followers. He wants to punish his opponents and regain his authority. Do you have any idea how strong he has become? Sasuke asked, activating his Sharingan. With a firm voice, Millie answered. Stronger than before. We require a sound plan. All right. Feeling the burden of responsibility, Naruto proposed. Let's combine our powers once more and figure out how to defeat him. Chapter 40 Developing Battle Strategies. In a temporary war room, the gang met to consider Zereth's danger and how to defeat his army. As different groups of demons assembled, Naruto sensed the tension in the room growing. Pointing to a chart of hell, Blitzo suggested, we must divide and conquer. We might catch him off guard if we hit him from different angles. Nice idea, Sasuke concurred. We'll require a diversion. Leave that to us, ready to take on the task, Millie and Moxie added their voices. Naruto saw a sense of oneness blossoming among the heterogeneous group as strategies were put out. They were prepared to take on the task at hand. Chapter 41 Before the storm, there was calm. Tension was high the night before the combat, as each member mentally prepared for what was to come. Naruto found himself outside, contemplating everything that had transpired while gazing at the stars. With a smile beginning to appear on his face, he thought, I've grown so much since I started this journey. But a lot more needs to be learned. Leaning against a nearby tree, Sasuke joined him. Are you prepared for tomorrow? With a determined tone, Naruto answered. I have to be. We cannot allow Zereth to triumph. Not after all that we have battled for. Chapter 42 The Conflict Starts. The alliance advanced quickly the following day, dividing into groups as they got closer to Zaratha's lair. Anticipation and a sense of dread pervaded the air. "Let's get this done," Naruto shouted as he led the charge, accompanied by Sakura and Sasuke. They were confronted by Zaratha's warriors as they rushed through the door. "Remain firm." As the battle started, Naruto gave the order and went into action. Working together, he and Sasuke's skills flowed naturally. Chapter 43: Getting to know Zarath. When they finally arrived to Zaratha's royal room, he waited for them with a haughty demeanor. He scoffed. "So, the little heroes are back. You believe that you can stop me? We've already beaten you. We can try again," Naruto yelled, his eyes flashing with resolve. Zarath released waves of evil energy as the conflict began, but the alliance retaliated ferociously. They collaborated well, with each member contributing significantly to the defense against his assaults. Chapter 44: The Battle's Waves. As the battle intensified, Zaratha's strength started to overpower them. "You believe I can be defeated by unity?" With laughter reverberating around the room, he yelled. Naruto summoned memories of his training and battles from deep within himself, feeling the weight of his teammates' hardships. "Together we are more powerful," channeling his chakra, he yelled. Together with Sasuke's Chidori, Naruto fired a gigantic Raisin Shuriken as the coalition came together, sending a blinding wave of energy hurtling towards Zarath. Chapter 45: The Confrontation's Climax. Zarath attempted to halt the assault, but the combined army was too strong. When the energy struck him, it exploded, sending shockwaves through the room. Zarath lay defeated as the dust settled, his strength evaporating into thin air. Their triumph reverberated throughout Hell as the coalition burst into applause. Chapter 46: A Reimagined World. There was a renewed sense of hope in the realm after Zarath was vanquished. By forming friendships and alliances across factions, the demons started to rebuild. Blitzo slapped Naruto on the back and joked, "Looks like Hell's about to get a makeover. I appreciate the assistance, child. You are an excellent party planner." With a feeling of unity growing in his heart, Naruto answered, "I couldn't have done it without all of you." Chapter 47: Getting Rid of Hell. The ties that Naruto and his friends had made in Hell were a burden on their hearts as they got ready to return to Konoha. With tears in her eyes, Sakura remarked, "We've been through so much together. I will always remember this." With a rare smile on his lips, Sasuke continued, "Neither will I. There was more to this than just combat. We are now a family." "We should stay in contact," Millie cried out. "We're going to have to go on another insane adventure shortly." Chapter 48: Coming Home. As Naruto entered the portal, he felt a sense of accomplishment. They had persevered through the dark and come out stronger, their ties unbreakable. The sun was shining brightly again in Konoha, and Naruto was excited to tell everyone their adventures. "It's time to resume your ninja duties," he said, prepared for whatever came next. Chapter 49: Thoughts on Development. Naruto frequently reflected on their experiences in Hell as the days stretched into weeks. His development as a ninja was influenced by the teachings he acquired about camaraderie, fortitude, and perseverance. He once observed Sakura and Sasuke sparring close by while he was training. He was incredibly grateful for their shared experience. "Hey! Let's embark on an adventure," he yelled, excited to go on new experiences. Chapter 50: Upcoming Adventures. The memories of their time in Hell brought the three of them together as they set out to take on new tasks with newfound vigor. Every day offered fresh opportunities, fresh tasks, and the prospect of camaraderie. Naruto was certain that he would face any obstacles with his comrades by his side as they traveled on. They couldn't be stopped together.